You're welcome to the first module of the circle theorem course. In this module, we'll be talking about the definition of a circle, definition of theorem, and then the definition of the two things put together. Then after that, we look at the various parts of a circle. So without further ado, guys, let's jump right into it. So let's start by first understanding what a circle is. So what is a circle? When we say a circle, what does that mean? So basically, a circle is a set of points that are all equidistant from a central point called the center. All right. So let's assume that this is our circle. Yeah, not drawn to scale though. All right. Now, because we are saying a circle is a set of all points that are equidistant from a central point called center. So let's assume that this is the center of this given circle. As we know, if we stand at any point on the circumference of the circle, the distance from the center to this point on the circumference of the circle must be the exact same as standing at any different point on the same circumference of the circle. So assuming if I'm here like this, the distance from the center all the way to this point right here must be the same. So if this is, let's say, 2 centimeters, this must also be 2 centimeters. If this is 3 centimeters, then it definitely means that we are not talking about a circle. So we are saying that for a circle, if we stand at any point on the circumference of that same circle, the distance from where the point is to the center must be the same thing. So this is also going to be the centimeter. All right, 2 centimeters. Now, assuming we have this shape, it looks like kind of a circle, right? Now, when you look at it carefully, the distance from here to this point on the circumference right here is definitely longer than the distance from this point right here all the way to this point on the circumference. So assuming if this is, let's say, 5 centimeters, this will probably be, let's say, 4 centimeters. And because they are not the same, we can't say this is a circle. Why? Because the distance from the point on the circumference are not equidistant. You know what I'm saying? They are never the same. So therefore, we can't say this is a circle. All right. So basically, this is the definition of a circle. Now let's look at this guy right here, which is theorems. Now, when we say a theorem, what does it mean? So basically, a theorem is a statement that can be proved to be true based on a known and proven fact, period. So assuming we have something like D is equal to 2R. This is a mathematical statement. And is it a theorem? Yes, it is a theorem. Why? Because we all know that the diameter of any given circle is equal to 2 times the radius. And with this one, guys, we can prove that indeed the diameter of any given circle is equal to 2 times its radius. So we can actually call this a theorem. All right. So basically, we are saying that a theorem is any statement that can be proved based on a known and proven fact. So that is basically it. Now let's go ahead and then look at the part of a circle that we know. So assuming this is our circle right here, obviously it is not drawn to scale. Very important. Now let's assume that we are drawing a line segment from one point on the circumference of the circle to another point. What name is given to this line segment? Actually, because it is starting 2 points on the circumference of the circle, this line right here is what is known as the chord. All right. In the same way, if I draw a straight line from this point to this point right here, this could also be called the chord, as simple as that. Now, let's look at this. This is a special case though. If we have a line right here, just like this, touching 2 points on the circumference of the circle, can we call this? Now, guys, let me draw it well because it is not looking like what I want. So this is what we have. Now, we can clearly see that this line segment here is touching 2 points on the circumference of the circle. Can we still call this a chord? Obviously, yes, this could be called a chord, but when there's a statement that this line is passing through the center, this chord is passing through the center. Oh, if it is passing through a center, then it has to have a special name, all right? Because it is passing through the center of the circle. And because it is passing through the center of the circle, this chord is actually known as the diameter. So this is the diameter of the circle, meaning it is passing through the center of the circle. And from this point all the way to this point is the radius. From here to here is also radius. And we are saying the diameter is actually 2 times the radius of the circle. As simple as that. Now, again, assuming we have this straight line like this, which keeps on going forever. Now, what can we see here? This line is actually touching 2 points on the circumference of the circle. Can we call it a chord? But look at it. It keeps on going forever. It is touching 2 points on the circumference of the circle. Can we call it a chord? Obviously not. Why? Because even though it is touching 2 points on the circumference of the circle, but it keeps on going forever. So with this, guys, it has a special name known as secant. Yeah, so this is a secant. As simple as that. Now, again, if we have a straight line like this, which is actually getting closer and closer to the circle, and then it is going to touch or is touching 1 point on the circumference of the circle here. Let's give it a name. Maybe let's call it point A. Now, because this line right here is touching exactly 1 point on the circumference of the circle, it means this line is what is known as a tangent. So a tangent is basically a straight line which touches exactly 1 point on the circumference of the circle. But there's a special case here, guys. Now, look at it. This is the point and this is the center of the circle. Now, if we draw a straight line to meet the point of contact at A right here, it means that there's always a 90 degrees angle being created. Why? Because the radius right here is perpendicular to the tangent. Remember, they are perpendicular to each other. So meaning we have a 90 degrees angle right here. So basically, these are the things that you need to know when it comes to circle theorem. And the last thing is that the distance around the circle, not the last thing actually though, the distance around the circle is what is known as the circumference. Yeah, the circumference. And the last thing to talk about here is, let's look at this chord and then let's look at this circumference right here. Yeah, let me deepen it so that you see it carefully. Now, what is the name given to this curve, or should I call it the circumference, the shaded region? All right. Now, this is what is known as an arc. So this is the arc of the circle. Now, we can also call this remaining circumference as another arc, but we can clearly see that this right here is pretty much bigger than this right here. So because of that, we call this arc a major arc. All right. So this is known as a major arc, and this is what is known as a minor arc. As simple as that. All right. So these are the various parts of a circle that we have. In this course, we'll be needing this pretty much, especially the arc and then the chord. So basically, this is just an introduction to circle theorem. And before we go, guys, now we know the definition of a circle, we know the definition of theorems. What about the whole thing together? So here we have circle theorem. When we say circle theorem, what does that mean? So basically, circle theorems are properties that show the relationship between the angles in the geometry of a circle, period. So in the next video, we'll be talking about the theorems themselves. We'll go into each one of them. So stay tuned and then see you again on the next video.